Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello everyone, welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Today I'm going to share with you this fantastic pop-up gatefold card. I have taken a standard 6x6 envelope and I have put a piece of the papers that I've used inside on it just that it all matches. My card is a 6x5 card. You can make a matching envelope, but I just took a standard 6x6 white envelope and I've used that. So let's go ahead and look at the card. This has a belly band on it. You don't need to put a belly band on it if you don't like, but I like the idea of the belly band being on the card. You slide it off like so, and then inside you have your happy birthday. This is the part that's the pop-up. Now the card can be shown like this, or you can show it like this. Basically, that's what the card is. I've used the Happy You papers. These are the papers that came in the August Love from Lizi kit. And yeah, I think they look fab. This is the back of the card. I have two areas here that can be used to write your greeting to whoever is going to get the card. I've used two sentiments on the back here, and I've used one of the dies that came in the kit. So why don't we pop on and make our lovely gatefold pop-out card. So here we are with everything that we're going to need to make this card. I'm going to use this faceted heart die, and it came in the die pack that we got in the kit. I've cut out 3 of them, and I've also used a little punch, a heart punch, for embellishing on the card. Now you can use one of the dies that comes in the kit and it punches out 3 hearts. I've also die cut out a happy birthday sentiment, and I've cut it out 4 times, twice in white and twice in the brown. And I'm going to put it in the frame. I'm using the frame here that came in the kit, and I'm also going to use this heart. I'm going to put that on the belly band at the front of the card. So let's go ahead. I have my card base here. I'm using a pink card base that measures 10 by 6. I'm also going to use a brown card for my mats and different choices in the papers for my layers. So you're going to need 4 of the papers and 4 for the mats. Now I've chosen 2 different types for the papers. My mat here measures 5 3/4 by 2 1/4, and you need 4 of those. Then for the papers, I have 2 different types. So you'll need 4 pieces in total that measures 5 1/2 by 2. And I have 2 pieces in the geometric and then 2 pieces in this one here. And again, they measure 5 1/2 by 2. Next, we're going to need another 4 mats and 4 layers. Again, I'm using my brown card. I'm going to use 2 pieces of white paper or card, as well as 2 pieces of pattern paper. My 4 pieces of brown card measure 5 3/4 by 1 3/4. I have 2 pieces of my pattern paper which measure 5 1/2 by 1 1/2, and I've also 2 pieces of white card or paper measuring 5 1/2 by 1 1/2. And those 2 white pieces of paper we'll put our sentiments on. Now here we only need 2 mats and 2 layers. I have cut 4 of each. I don't know why, but we only need 2. My brown matte layer measures 5 3/4 by 3/4, and then this pattern layer measures 5 1/2 by 1/2. Next, we're going to take a piece of our card, and this card is going to be used for our belly band. It's 12 inches by 1 1/2, and it's way too long for what we're going to need, but I can trim off what I need to trim off when I'm making the belly band. This piece of card measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm going to use this on the front of my card. It's going to be the pop-out piece. I'm going to use the frame which came in the kit, which I have just here, and I'm going to be able to put this square piece of white card behind my frame. I'm going to be able to put a stamped sentiment. I was looking at using one of these woodware sentiments, but I don't think I will. I have die cut out a happy birthday sentiment, and I've die cut it out twice in white paper and twice in brown, so it has a bit of depth to it. So let's see how we get on. We have everything ready. All we need to do now is take our card base and score it. I'm going to take my score tool and I'm going to line up the card base on my scoreboard, and I'm going to score it at 2.5 inches and again at 7.5 inches. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the piece over, and then I'm going to score it at 4.5 and at 5.5. And I'm double scoring this because the card is quite thick and I want to get a nice good score line each time. So that's our card base. It's scored and ready now to be folded. So now here we have our card base, and we have two score lines literally in the center of our card base, one at 4.5 and one at 5.5. And I'm going to fold over on those score lines. Now I'm just burnishing with my fingers, but I will go over them with my bone folder. So I'm making sure that the paper is nice and level, and I'm going to burnish that fold on those score lines. And they are both mountain folds. Now we're working on the score lines on the right and the left, and they're going to be valley folds. So we're bringing those two sides into each other. So in essence, this looks like a gatefold card, except it has two burnished fold lines down the center. So I'm going to take my scoring tool and I'm going to burnish those folds using my tool. Each of those fold lines I'm going to make sure and burnish. And this is why we flipped over the paper while we were scoring, because we have valley folds and mountain folds. So there we go, that's our card base all ready to go. All we need to do now is take our mats and layers, stick them together and then put them on the card. Just going to make sure that's a nice crisp burnish there on each of those. Lovely, there we go, that's basically how our card is going to look when it's stood up. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get all my mats and layers ready. I just want to give you a quick peek. This is what we're going to do with the frame. It's going to be set here on this piece at the front. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to speed up the video, and I'm going to speed it up by about 6 times. That way we can go through all our gluing and sticking down our mats and layers and getting everything on. So I'm going to put on some music now and you can watch me gluing everything together. So that's our card all put together and ready to go. Now all we need to do is make our belly band. So I have taken the card and I'm laying it down on the belly band, and that way when I fold over the sides it's going to give me an idea of how tight it's going to be. Now you don't want it tight that it's hard to slip off, but you don't want it too loose that it's going to just slide off on its own. I've used some wet glue here in order to stick it down, and I'm also going to take the large love heart that says dream big, and I'm going to put that over where I have joined the two pieces together. There's two lovely hearts on this sentiment, so I'm going to take 3 of my little punched out hearts and I'm going to stick them down, 1 on the bottom left and then 2 on the right. So I'm just going to use my Nuvo Glue to stick those down. And through the magic of editing, there we go. There's our belly band. There's our lovely pop-up gatefold card. That's the back of it. I have a faceted diamond die cut here in the brown left over. So I'm going to pop one on the back. Now I'm just debating, will I put it on the right side? Will I put it on the left side? And for a finish, I'm going to put it on the left side. I'm using my Zig wide 2E glue. And I'm going to use that to put glue on the back of the diamond, and underneath that you might just see there on the left, I have it sitting on a piece of grease-proof paper or baking parchment. I find it keeps my desk clean when I'm using a wide nozzled glue like that. So I'm debating, will I put it here? I don't know, it's kind of fading out, you can't really see it, but I like it there on the white. So yeah, I think I'm going to put it there at the bottom. Come on Simone, just stick it down. And to balance it up, because there's 2 hearts, this one and the heart there beside the have a great day, I'm going to take my last little heart and I'm going to put that above the sending birthday wishes. I just feel it will balance that out a bit. It's probably all in my head, but to me, I'm happy with it. So I'm going to use some of my Nuvo Glue. I picked up the empty bottle, so we've got this one here with loads in it. I'm going to put a drop of that down, pick up my little heart and pop that down above the sending. Lovely. So that's it folks, that is our card complete. I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial for making this fantastic pop-up gatefold card. If you have, please consider clicking on the button below and giving my video a like. If you're a subscriber, thanks for subscribing, and if not, you might consider clicking the icon down below and becoming a subscriber, so every time I post a new video you'll be notified. I'd like to thank Lizi from Love from Lizi for a fantastic kit this August. This is the first card I've made using the kit and I hope to make many more. I'd also like to thank Sam from Mixed Up Craft for inspiring this card. Don't forget, I will leave links down in the description below to the products that I used and to Lizi's website, as well as a link to Sam in Mixed Up Crafts. I'll leave you now with some images of the card that we've made today, and until next time, bye bye.